Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to tell you a story which you need to listen carefully and then try to guess the proverb related to it. Olivia and the Golden Windows. Once there lived a cute little girl named Olivia. Her mother always adored her interest in everything. Olivia used to go to school each day. She engaged in all activities equally and made her mother extremely proud. Olivia liked things which were shiny and appealed to her taste. She liked gold-colored items the most, and once she stuck on to something, it was tough to make her forget that item she wanted. One day, Olivia looked outside her house. It was early evening, and Olivia loved early evenings the most. She decided to enjoy the moment. Suddenly, she spotted a hut on the top of a tall hill. That hut was made from wood and looked very old. It was located on the top of the hill, which was covered with lush green grass. Olivia kept staring at it. Just then, she noticed that the hut had one side of the windows shining like gold. They were lustrous and gleamed in the sunlight. She wanted to visit the hut and admire the golden windows. She asked her mother about it and told her about the desire. Her mother told her that she could not walk that far to the hills. She also gave her hope that she would buy her a brand new bicycle on her birthday 2 months away, and that she could use it to ride all the way to the hut. Olivia was happy, but her mother added that she first had to learn how to ride the bicycle, and only then was she allowed to ride all the way up the high and steep hill, which needed a lot of practice. Olivia grew a bit sad, thinking that it would take a lot of time for her to learn. But she consoled herself by the fact that she could get to visit the hut anyway. Soon many days passed. Since Olivia could not travel to the hut, she looked at it every evening. She kept waiting to see the golden windows of the hut for many days. The hope of visiting the hut and learning to ride the bicycle kept her happy and consoled. Soon, Olivia's birthday arrived. She was excited to get her new bicycle. Her parents had arranged for a party, and all her friends greeted her when she entered. They gave her gifts and played many games with her. Soon after all the guests left, Olivia remembered that she had to get the bicycle that day. She ran to her father, who was cleaning the house, and asked him about it. Her father smiled and said, "Glad you got to know. I have got the bicycle just today morning. I wanted to give you a gift, but you were too engrossed with your party and you forgot." Olivia nodded. Her father led her outside and she found a brand new bicycle waiting for her. She was overjoyed. She thanked her father happily and decided to try and ride the bicycle the next day. The next day, she woke up with excitement and rushed towards the bicycle. She tried to sit on it and ride, but she fell down every time. She felt miserable and she soon came to a decision that she would never be able to reach that hill and the hut. She came home disappointed, but her mother soon cheered her up by giving her some breakfast and motivational words. She knew that Olivia loved the view of the hills and thus decided to teach her how to ride the bicycle herself. After breakfast, she led Olivia to the bicycle and started teaching her the basics. Olivia learned with full concentration and focus. She was determined to learn to ride the bicycle at any cost. Olivia was a fast learner. As she gave her heart and soul into learning, she learned very fast, much to her mother's amazement. Olivia learned to ride the bicycle perfectly in just a few days. Olivia asked her mother if she could ride the bicycle to the hill that evening. Her mother agreed, looking at the confidence in her face. Olivia was overjoyed and thanked her mother happily. That evening, she rushed outside and got her bicycle. She sat down on it and looked towards the hills. She smiled and started pedaling faster than ever as she was worried that if it became late evening, then the scene would not look that breathtaking anymore. Soon she had reached the base of the hill. She looked around and found no one. Seizing the opportunity, she started pedaling even faster without taking a break. She finally reached the hut. With excitement, she got down from the bicycle and ran towards the hut. What she saw left her unhappy and disappointed. She rubbed her eyes to see if it was true. What did she see? You might ask. She saw that the windows of the hut were no longer golden, but were made of just ordinary glass. Tears filled in Olivia's eyes, as she had not expected such a turn of events. With deep sadness, she turned the other side and looked towards her house to console herself. She was shocked to see that her house's windows looked like gold. She did not understand anything and looked puzzled. She wiped away her tears. She decided to ask her mother about it and sat down on her bicycle. She rode back home and saw her mother waiting for her. She narrated the entire incident to her mother. Her mother laughed and patted Olivia's shoulders gently. She said, Olivia, when you looked at the hut on the hill, due to the sun's rays falling on its windows, it looked like it was made of gold. When you came to that hut, you could see the sun's rays falling on the windows of our house. That is why they looked as if it were made of gold. Olivia nodded thoughtfully at first. After she understood everything, she laughed at her silliness. She thanked her mother for making her understand. She smiled and rushed outside to play with her friends. This story relates to the proverb, neighbor's grass always looks greener. The meaning of this proverb is that we tend to think others have a better life than ours, even though in most cases is not true. You can use this proverb in a sentence as we do for all proverbs. I will give an example. James keeps telling me that he will earn a better salary if he teaches in America. I hope he knows the proverb, neighbor's grass always looks greener. Friends, I release new videos every alternate Friday. Don't forget to watch them and enjoy. If you liked this video, then don't forget to click on the bell icon after clicking on the subscribe button so that you will be notified whenever I launch a new video. Hope you liked this video. Also, I will be back with a new video filled with lots of new entertainment, joy, and awareness. Thank you.